Karen is 23. She just finished college last year and landed the job of her dreams in graphic arts. The work is creative and challenging. Karen is pretty and has many friends, so she is frequently included in the party circle at work. She should be happy and excited. After all, her life is beginning just as she carefully planned it out. But instead she feels dead and dull inside. She keeps up with her job, but it doesn't bring her the joy that she thought it would. She feels distant from its satisfactions. She doesn't feel as creative as she once was, and doesn't understand the dull, distant sorrow that she feels despite her accomplishments. She only feels the deep sadness and depression that has haunted her every day since her abortion. Society tells young women like Karen that abortion will solve her problems. It says nothing about the problems that abortion creates. Supporters of abortion claim it is a simple procedure with no lasting effect. While abortion is biblically, morally, and ethically wrong, Christians today, specifically the church, need to take a newer and more direct route in the abortion fight. In order to be successful, it should not be political. Instead of storming the White House with our biblical reasons of why abortion is wrong, we as Christians today should be fighting a different battle, one in our communities and homes. If families today taught the proper moral values and if parents invested time in their children, including their teen daughters, the number of abortions would be diminished greatly. 60% of abortions are had by teen girls. Why is that? Influential factors include peer pressure, unsafe sex, economic status, social pressures, school, lack of education, unsupportive families, and the list goes on and on. This is a huge problem. We're forcing teens to make a decision about a baby's life and whether or not to commit murder or save a life before we allow them to smoke or drink. That is a huge decision no one teen should have to handle because they are mere children themselves. Most of them feel forced into abortions because of what their families or their significant others say and do. So how can we change this? We should make more of a priority to be supportive and give grace in a time of trial like that. But most of all, we should teach them from a young age about the importance of the human life, and they don't want to put themselves into a position to have to make that choice of life or death. The education should start at a young age and should ingrain quality morals into our future generations' lives so that they realize the consequences of their actions and they are better equipped to make those important decisions. I think the church in general is making the fight too political and to some extent making these girls not listen to them because they are too pushy and they force the issue. Not all churches make this mistake, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, in general, girls who are facing the decision to get an abortion or not feel pushed to the extreme by Christians and the church. We should educate them and love them and try to help them see the consequences instead of just telling them it's plain wrong. I think this would be a more successful method for reducing abortion than just telling them the right and wrong of their actions. Families of today's American society don't teach sound moral values and the importance of the human life. How can we really expect girls not to get an abortion when they're raised with the mindset of, I will do whatever I think is best for me, and that's all that matters? So how can the church effectively make a difference in the lives of women to stop abortions? I think most churches could do a better job of supporting girls in these situations where they have to make that difficult decision of life or death. I think if these churches encourage girls in the situations with things like free ultrasounds, free counseling, or classes and support groups, the girls would feel more supported and they wouldn't feel like the church is shoving down their throats the fact that it's morally wrong to have an abortion. Churches can also encourage the families and young men in these situations to be more supportive and more prepared for the future. By empowering the young people and the families in these situations with love and support, you give them hope and confidence to save the life of a baby. If the church and the families of America step up and take responsibility for educating and encouraging our future generations, abortions in the U.S. would decrease greatly. The family system and the training early in our children's lives determine greatly how they will make decisions in the future. Let's not let them down. Thank you.